Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Not going to be able to get a live stream in tonight because, and it may happen before I end this video, there's a severe thunderstorm moving in, and they're calling for heavy rain and storms pretty much through till at least midnight. And just it's number one, internet signal is always sketchy, especially for a live stream during storms, and number two, I'm more likely to have to go on a call, so I'm not going to do a live stream, mostly because of that. But do want to make an announcement to let you know, remind you that tomorrow is our big meeting, our big monthly meeting. So if you can make it out to that, please do so. And yes, of course, it is another driving video. I know everyone, well, not everyone, some of you love it. There are some of you that say that you just love when I make these driving videos. And then there's others that just have such a hard time with the noise, with the bouncing around. I mean, it's a gravel road that's washboarded out, and it's rough in some spots. And then I got this utility shell on the back full of stuff, gear, medical gear, everything, and it rattles around. So yeah, that's the way it is. But look at it this way, it just toughens you up a little bit, right? You're able to tolerate things that you don't like. And there's so much stuff going on, and like I've said for weeks now, it's like we're in this time period where things are just progressively escalating on a regular basis. We're getting into that, close to that New World Order time period, the Agenda 2030. There was an article just the other day, I think it was the International Monetary Fund or someone was talking about how, you know, all this stuff that's got to happen before 2030. We've got the election coming up closer and closer, and of course the debate just the other night kind of opened eyes and probably changed courses of how things are going to go. It's just, you know, Israel, Lebanon, Russia, Ukraine, all kinds of stuff. And what ends up happening is you've got the people that they're probably overwhelmed. And I know some of you are probably going to fall into this. I'm not putting you down. We're just stating facts here. Some of you are you've already checked out. It's too much. Maybe you're too afraid. Maybe you're tired of all the fake theories out there, and you think everything's okay. You've kind of gone back and you've bought that lie that everything's okay, and all of this is just hype and nothing's really happening. At least nothing that bad. And then there's those of you that you're just in a state of fear and panic all the time. You know, you're trying to figure out if you're even going to live through this, and you're just, you know, you're almost to the point of giving up hope that you're going to survive because it's so bad and you're so unprepared, and you're just, you know, it's going to be bad. And then the rest of you kind of fall into that, yep, it's bad, but I've been working on this for years. I've been down this road. I'm ready as I can be. I mean, you know, it's going to be rough, but I'll figure out a way to make it. And let me tell you, that's really where all of you need to be. Because there's only so many things that we have control over, right? There's only so many things the average person can do. You know, based on my assumptions, the average listener on this channel, you're probably not super wealthy, you know, middle to low middle class. So you're struggling, especially now with this economy. And so you're not able to just go out there and do the things that you want to do to be prepared. You're busy, you got families, maybe you got some health problems. You're only able to do so much. And that probably frustrates you. But you're still doing it. You're still working towards it. You're still doing your best. And that's really where we need to be. Because, you know, we can only do so much, and we have to be content with what we can do. And then have the faith that, you know, we've done the best that we can. We've put our best effort. We've taken those talents and we've invested them the best way that we can, and we just have faith that the Heavenly Father will protect us and carry us through the rest of the way. And that's really, in the end, the best that we can do. And so for those of you that just live in this kind of state of fear and panic. You got to stop that, folks. You know, if watching my channel causes you to be, you know, terrified, stop watching it. Give it a break. If watching any kind of YouTube content or any other type of, you know, patriot, conspiracy, prepper content causes you to just be in this state of fear and panic, you need to give it a break. Stop it. Get yourself under control, because I don't care how prepared you are, if you're in that state of fear and panic, it's not going to be good. You're probably going to fail. I mean, I hate to be mean, but that's probably the truth. You're going to fail. Those of you that are just in this disbelief, I honestly, I don't know what to tell you anymore. You know, I don't want to be mean per se, but I mean, if you haven't awakened now to what's going on, then I don't know what to tell you. There are things actively happening all the time. They're very real. They do affect people. Maybe they're not directly affecting you. That's usually the thing. Well, it's not affecting me yet. Well, no one has made the claim that all of these things directly affect you, but they're affecting the plan. They're affecting the system. They're affecting everything as a whole, and it's moving stuff further and further down the field to closer to their end goal, their end game. And I don't know. I mean, wake up. Bottom line is that we all have to be content with where we're at, not in a state of fear and panic, but at the same time, actively working towards getting ourselves and our homes better in order and ready for what's coming. We don't know exactly how it's going to be. We don't know exactly how it's going to all work out, but we know it's going to probably be pretty bad, especially as things worsen. Like, wow, man, that's going to make things even worse. So we have to be prepared for that. And, you know, part of that preparedness, I've said for years, isn't just how many cans of beans and corn and buckets of rice and beans and oats and all, or even ammo or whatever. It's not just about that. That's a piece of the puzzle. It's one part of preparedness. But we also have to be, you know, working on our physical body, but working on our families too. Because, you know, if your family isn't psychologically prepared, if your family, the cohesiveness in your family, that relationship, if it's not strong, then when times get really tough, it's going to be tough for you to stay together and get along and to stay prepared. And those are places you don't want to be. You don't want to be fighting your spouse and your children to not go, you know, check into the nearest FEMA camp. And they've given up. It's too hard. And so we have to be working on those kinds of things. And then also we have to be working on our spiritual lives, our relationship with the Father, because as we've talked about and as most of you know, what we're going through isn't just financial hardships. It's not just geopolitical stuff. It's not just potential for war and social upheaval and unrest. It's also about a spiritual warfare that's happening. And you see that every day. In fact, my opinion is that's more obvious than anything. You watch the evilness that's being pushed upon families and children and normalized, and it's disgusting. It's grotesque. And so that's happening all around us. And so that's why we have to not only be prepared in a physical sense and be ready to defend and protect ourselves in a physical sense, but we also have to be in a spiritual sense. You know, we have to be building walls of protection around our families, and because it's of the things that they've seen and will see and will continue to see. It's a lot. I get it. My wife and I have these conversations. You know, we're not just getting ready for one little thing or one type of area that's affecting us. It's all of it. It's like everything that can happen is happening, and that adds a whole new layer of difficulty to all of this. But I believe that we can make it. And I believe that Scripture indicates that we can. And so we have to keep pushing forward. Have that perseverance, that toughness, that grit to make it through all this. Because not to be a Debbie Downer, but as bad as it seems right now, it's only going to get worse. It really is, because just look at where we're at right now. Is there any signs, any signals that things are easing up and getting better, or that there's someone out there trying to make things better, or to come to some kind of peace or some kind of economic solution? Or no, there isn't. It's not happening. So we know it's going to get better or get worse, and we have to just start bracing ourselves for that. And I still stick by my guns that the two biggest things that most preppers don't prepare for, or prepare in this way, and yet they're the most important, more important than your food and your guns and your bullets and all that. It's your spiritual and your psychological preparedness. I believe strongly that there are going to be people that have immense amounts of food and gear and stuff that's stored away, and they have skills, but they're not mentally ready for all this. And when it really starts falling apart, they're going to fall apart. And so we can't allow ourselves to be that way. We have to get ready, folks. It doesn't look good, and it looks like it's going to get a lot worse. It's time to get your houses in order. Prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.